this Monday and welcome back to the Chocolate City Show. I hope everyone is doing well. Everybody had a great weekend. It's kind of half and half in the DC area. Normally, I was expecting inclement weather based on the forecast Friday. Well, I actually checked it during the middle of the week and saw that we had some wet weather coming in. And so I was expecting that. But Saturday was nice and beautiful, and I loved it. I had to get out. It cleared up beautifully. And so I was out there doing my normal stuff that I do on Saturday rather early, mid-morning to mid-afternoon, and I'll wrap things up. So I heard a rumor while I was driving in one of these radio stations that Coach Ron Rivera was on vacation. He was expecting to do back in the office today. So he's in the building. And then I got to thinking, and I was just thinking about, for some reason, I was recommended in one of the YouTube things, the Bears. And I just thought about not the Bears, the Giants. And New York Giants, and I was just thinking about them. They did beat us twice. 2 games that we should have won, in my opinion. But I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, Leonard Williams, isn't he a free agent? I thought to myself. And so I looked up Leonard Williams. You know, I want our defense to be nasty here at the Washington football team. I want it to be nasty. And hey, look, if we don't have the level of quarterback play that I think we need to get to the next level, maybe get to the NFC Championship at best, Super Bowl, there's going to be a lot of competition. We play in a first place schedule, but we need that quarterback play. I get it. But if we do not have the quarterback that we set out to get, and we missed on a couple of them, the jury is still out on Marcus Mariota. And then you got this Ryan Fitzpatrick talk. The rumors swirling about that. So now that Ron is back in the building with his brain trust, Martin Mayhew, Marty Herney, and Chris Polian, and the other scouts, coaches, I just got to thinking. I was like, well, I like Leonard Williams. He's a bear to deal with, man. He's cat quick. He's strong. He's explosive. What I saw he was a problem last year. Specifically a game against Seattle where I know Seattle's line is not the best, but they're serviceable. Russell, Wilson obviously kind of bails the team out and put on his cape, his heroic cape, as he always does, and save a lot of the embarrassment. But and a little bit is on Russ too. He holds on to the ball. He doesn't go. He kind of bails, but that's it. That's his magic. That's what he does. Well, that's what he do. That's Russell. That's what makes him great. But I got to thinking, well, why not us going after Leonard Williams? I haven't heard anybody bring this up. Matt Ioannidis, arguably our best defensive lineman, he was hurt. So there's a need. He got hurt last year, early in the year. I believe, I don't know if it was pectoral or bicep, something to that nature. God, it's about as good as you can get as far as a defensive lineman. I don't think it was lower leg injury or anything like that, but I could be wrong. He might have had something there. But as far as I can remember, I think it was something more like a muscle tear or tricep or something like that kept him out for the rest of the season. And he was having a good year. So I say all that to say this. Leonard Williams is a beast. And I want our defense, along with Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. I would love for them to have Leonard Williams. Now I know he's going to cost a lot of money. He's going to cost a lot of money, and the Giants more likely will, either franchise him, put the tag on him, or they'll let him walk. But he had career best. He had 11 and a half sacks, and tackles for loss he had 14, and quarterback hits he had 30. So he's impactful. He's another, just another. He's a first rounder. He came out to saying, I mean, if you can't get that money, I mean, if you're talking about let's go in that same draft class, you had Brandon Sheriff, and many people was advocating for Leonard Williams. Me personally, I probably would have got Leonard Williams over Brandon Sheriff, but I like Brandon Sheriff. So one of those two was going to get got anyway, if it was up to me. So I'm not mad at, Washington for making that pick. I think Washington's aspirations for Brandon Sheriff was going to be the replacement for Morgan Moses and move him out to right tackle. And then they saw in practice that was not going to be in his best interest, and they smartly moved him inside to right guard. And he's been phenomenal when healthy. And that's the thing, when healthy. Leonard Williams, when he was with the Jets was a mess. He played under Todd Bowles. He played exceptionally well, I thought. But the Jets overall, even though they're in New York, it got overshadowed by his play, his level of play. And it was just the Jets organization record and the same old comedy show that it is, as long as, as well as it's been down here in D.C. So I think Leonard Williams is something that names should come up in those meetings with the brain trust. So I like our defense as it is, but I understand I'm a realist. We're going to have to make decisions. Leonard Williams is 26 years old. He's in the prime of his career. Imagine him with Chase Young, Montez Sweat. I mean, you're going to lose probably Ryan Kerrigan unless you offer him a contract that's can work. I'm just saying it's something that I would take a look at. Meanwhile, I expect Alex Smith to probably get released shortly within the next 2 weeks. I think his comments in GQ, the context of those comments are still debatable, but I think his comments, and while Ron is on vacation enjoying himself, a well-needed vacation due to the madness is in, I don't know what they even call it. I'll just say Ashbourne Park. So does that sit well? I can't see it being, sit well with the organization. But it's, the organization was protecting themselves as well. So I think it's really, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to business. It's a business decision. You cannot carry Alex Smith's contract over. Just can't do it. The cap is going down. And it amazes me how the cap is going down, but yet the players' salaries are going up. How did that work? The market goes up for the player. The cap is steadily going down. It will be going down this year in this unusual cap year, this COVID year. So I'm not a capologist. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know and enlighten me how that worked. But it is what it is. I'm not mad at the players getting money. They deserve it. Quarterback position. Now, I heard some rumors with Ryan Fitzpatrick that I've been not writing, but just basically throwing out there as I hear it. Rumors. Nothing concrete. Remember, this is the tattletale, not tattletale, but we call it the lying season, fib season. So don't believe anything. Take everything with a grain of salt because everybody is just throwing stuff out there. And this is what they do. You got to, the all season, man. There's no football on Sunday, so you got to keep this up. It's the machine of football. You got to keep it up. Keep the rumors going. Keep the rumors going. And so, some might have some truth to it. We'll see it play out. I believe the league year starts second week of March, around that time frame. So it'll be interesting to see who Washington has target. I know there's been mention of wide receiver Samuel from Carolina. It's a free agent. Obviously, you have Galladay from Detroit. You also have Allen Robinson from Chicago. That'll be interesting. Um, It'll be interesting. Deshaun Jackson is also a free agent. He's still fast. Problem with him is that he can't stay healthy and he won't block. Just don't ask him to block. That's not his specialty. So you can put him in the slot. You can still stick him outside. You just have to. I wouldn't pay a lot. I wouldn't pay a lot for him at this point. Um, Now I got to scour the draft. I got to find out because normally I don't get caught up early in the draft. I like to wait, preferably around mid-March, and then I'll give an assessment. There's some players I got an eye on. Obviously, the quarterback from Florida, Trask, Mac Jones. Now they're lumbering quarterbacks, so to speak. They're not mobile. They are not mobile, but they are accurate. And I know Kyle Trask didn't have the greatest game. He had a horrible first half in that SEC championship game against Bama, but he came back in that game. Now Bama was playing a different defense, but he exposed them. He made some throws. He's pretty accurate. You're gonna have to protect him, but as far as him getting that ball out, he will get the ball out. Mac Jones as well, but these are wide open people in the SEC. So even though the level of competition is up there, some of the defenses that they play against, these kids are running around wide open in these schemes and this spread, and so you have to take that. You're not going to do that on NFL level. That's not happening on the NFL level. Not being that wide open, you're not going to see a slot guy or a tailback, a scat back being wide open. You're not going to have tight ends just running wide open with the defensive player not even in the frame shot. So as a scout, you're just going to have to take that in consideration when you make your evaluation. And that's the first thing I do. So I want to see a little bit, get in depth and scour over some of the players and I want to look at some conferences with players, particularly the Big Ten. I want to delve into what Maryland prospects are as far as NFL, University of Maryland Terrapins, see who they have as prospects, because I've always kind of checked on Maryland talent, and they're sneaky good at getting pros in. And, you got Stephon Diggs, just an example of that. So having great success, having a terrific year, had a terrific year with Buffalo Bills. He's got a quarterback that believes in him. You got an offense that believes in him. And they're building, man. Buffalo's going to be a problem. So as far as our chances to Washington football team, I think we're right there in the mix. I think right now that really keeps us kind of still in the garage door, on the patio, and not actually in the big house. It's because we don't have that quarterback. We're invited to the party. We're invited to the brunch. But we just haven't gotten out of the cocktail lounge yet. So once we get out the cocktail lounge, once we get the quarterback in, that quarterback that the team can believe in, and he might be on that roster. I'm not, look, but they have to step up and show it. You have to take it. You have to earn that. And now, Alex Smith, circling back, He said what he said. Um, Depending on what context that you view that article, that interview, GQ, um, publication, they have a lot of sports guys in their book, and they're doing little sets and interviews, and I've read a lot of them over the course of time, and sometimes it's the way it's set up. It's always a kind of relaxed thing. You get to just throw in quarterback questions that you talk about Alex Smith's comeback and stuff like that. So, and it can go. You kind of give the player or the interviewee, the person being interviewed, the liberty to just kind of go on and let it go where it go. I guess a journalist is trained on that. The ones who's really good at it. So I take it with a grain of salt, but there was some honesty there, obviously, and you can't deny that. And he's giving his opinion of how he felt. Um, the organization has not responded to it yet, that I know of officially. So I'm sure it's being discussed. But like I said, Alex is a cap casualty anyway because of his salary. You can't carry that salary on the roster. You just can't do it. If you're smart, you just can't do it. And then there's the safety and health risk. So, you know, he did yeoman's work for us. 11-5 as a starter. Um, you can't deny his impact on when he started and his play out there. It wasn't always the level that I wanted it to see. I didn't, I thought that it would be a better mix for him and Jay Gruden, but there was a transition. But that overall, he was still 6-3 under Jay Gruden. So mixed bag. A lot of people might say. I thought I look at the positive weighing, aspect of it when his play on the field. Obviously, the injury came about. So, well, for me, if I had to make a decision, if I was they to force my hand, I would have this. I couldn't bring him back under that salary. I just couldn't do it. And not just that, it's still the health thing that I'm concerned about. Now, whether that calf got fatigue due to his playing, there's going to be an issue with that. I need more information. Obviously, I know what happened. We all do in the recovery. But is that going to that plays with his age? He's not mobile, and what we're trying to do on offense takes that extra mobility to really give us our full potential, so we can be effective against the defense. And Alex is hampered by that leg, and it is what it is. I have to look at my eyes. Now he's effective getting the ball out, protection being good, but when the play breaks down, we obviously didn't see the Alex Smith, that the escapability that he had, and that's normal under the circumstances that he's been through. So that, long story short, would tell me no, I'm moving on, and hopefully no feelings of hurt, no feathers are ruffled, and we can just make a business decision jointly and wish each other well. So that's what I would do. But I'm not the brain trust in Ashbourne. So it's going to be really interesting what we do with the cornerback, Darby. I thought he played well. Kind of got exposed against Tom Brady in the playoff game, but who doesn't? But overall, he played well in that game. The tight end killed us. Brait for Tampa Bay, he killed us. Brady killed us. So this is what I'm saying with Leonard Williams being as active and disruptive as he is with Deron Payne and Matt Ioannidis. Because I'm telling you, eventually, let's face it, you can't pay all those guys. Leonard Williams, don't forget he's 26 years old, coming off career highs and sacks, tackles for loss, quarterback hits, percentage. So something to think about. Like I said, as I said earlier, you know, he would have been my choice in that same draft where Brandon Sheriff came out of. But they chose, you know, they chose a different route. Not mad at him. But I've always been a fan of Leonard Williams. So I would, you know, like I said, Giants might tag him. Who's to say? But he is a free agent. And he's scheduled to hit the market. And he's going to cost a lot of money. So I want a nasty defense. I want a historic. If we're going to be rebranded, obviously, new name in 22, I want to set a new tone. And I believe what it originally was when they replaced the name, retired the name in the logo. It would be. It was going to be for the next 100 years, because we've been lost in the wilderness for quite some time. I mean, if you think about it, almost 30 years. So now we got football people in there, and for the first time, maybe since Gibbs was last stint, making decisions, smart decisions, football decisions. You just got to keep the owner out, keep the owner at bay, and I think he will stay at bay right now. So, but with that comes winning, and I think we can win a lot of games with a nasty defense, because offensively, we still a work in progress. We still need weapons, but. And I'm always drafting. If we can't get the next Leonard Williams, we can probably get the next one, someone else. If you got your eye on a rookie somewhere, okay, so be it. But Leonard Williams, woo! Can you imagine? I'm telling you, man. I want to set the tone defensively. The beast of the East is laying the wood on people, just saying boom. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the impact of the defense. You're gonna feel the impact of just the physicality. Pause. You know, for all your jokers out there. But anyway, you're gonna feel a nasty rally to the ball defense. You're gonna get thrown to the ground, kind of nasty, suddenly, with just a little bit more emphasis. You know, the smart ones, just a little bit more aggressiveness. You know, we're not going to cheap shot you. You know, I want to get in these, you know, these offensive players' heads, these running backs. Come up in here next time. And I want a nasty linebacker. So I'm greedy. I like defense. You know, all you fancy dancy people out there who loves the ball being thrown around the yard, I don't got no problem with that. But you better not put my defense in a compromising situation too often, because we will get tired. Trust me, if you don't have a depth, which comes back to Leonard Williams. Okay? We need troops. You know, unless we get that stub on offense, we got to get that quarterback. You know, I know I'm back and forth, I'm switching, but that's how my brain's working right now. You know, we need troops on defense. We need a linebacker, side to side, running side to side, causing havoc. Smart, London Fletcher type. I want that type of linebacker. Inside linebacker. Intelligence. Physical. Talking noise. Letting you know. Leadership. I want Leonard Williams. Defensive tackle. You can move all around the line. Tackle. In. Just nasty. Bull rush. Swim move. Just power, just toss you out the way, Reggie White style. I want nastiness. I want them Bulls to be hungry. Just quarterback. You mentioned quarterback. Their stomachs are growling. So hopefully, with Coach Ron back in the building, we can address, continue team building, team morale, positive energy, not focusing on the negative, addressing our needs, making smart decisions, sound decisions, focusing on little things. 79 record, maybe we turn that around and win the East. Win 11 games, which is going to be a task. Let's turn the record around. Let's start off small. Let's say, okay, let's defend the title. Let's defend our division. If we got to defend it, turn it from 7-9 to 9-7. If that's how we did it, that's how we did it. And winning a playoff game, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? That means if we won 9 games, that's we was in about maybe could have been 14. Here and there, 3 or 4 here and there games could have balanced the table. Hard luck wins, hard luck losses, whatever. So I want nastiness. I want attitude. I want hard-nosed football. Plain, hard-nosed, tough. We in it all day. It's going to be a long day for you, football gang. All right? So that's it for me, folks, on this dreary Monday. So take care. Ron's back in the building. Let's make some smart decisions. I'm out. Peace.